If you make a commitment to your health, it means that you're making an investment in the longevity of your future. For amateur Florida bodybuilder Theodore Atkins, he lives that motto to a T every day of his life. He joins me on Monday to talk bodybuilding, fitness, and a whole lot more. Hey, Teddy, it's great to be with you on this Monday, and we want to welcome you inside the Two-Man Advantage Podcast, and we're excited to have you on the show as we started another exciting week there, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Kevin, man. This is an awesome opportunity. I can't wait to talk to you about everything sports.
So when we look at what you got going on from a charity perspective, I know that you're big into fitness and you want the local community in Florida to get behind an initiative that you're working on launching in the coming weeks there, buddy. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so what happens is, first off, Kevin, I want to say thanks again. I want to say that again. I want to make sure you know that I'm grateful. And secondly, I believe in giving back. You know, Kevin, people usually don't care about how much you know until they know about how much you care. And Toning by Teddy, which is my label, which encompasses everything Teddy Atkins, it magnifies, it exemplifies someone who loves to give back. Before I got injured, I had a great health and fitness TV show here in Jacksonville, Florida, called the Mr. Fit Show. It was actually a TV show and a podcast show. And what we aim to do in that show is to connect the community to other individuals by being fit. We try to make as many people healthy as possible and have the most fun possible and get the word out as best we could. So we work with organizations like the American Lung Cancer Association, Susan G. Komen. She's dealing with breast cancer as well. And so we try to reach out to churches, local churches in the area, schools in the area. And we just really, really want to make that initiative known that we care about the public.
Now, why is it important for you that your community maintains an active lifestyle?
Because, I'm glad you asked that. Even as a young man, I always wanted to get people to be healthy. And I have a lot of family members, just like a lot of other people do, who have some health ailments. And I always want to make an impact in their life. And so I feel like the best way to receive blessings is to give blessings. And the more people that we can make healthier, the happier I am.
Now, how does your platform, Toning by Teddy, work in terms of getting people involved? I know you've suffered an injury, so I know that part of it is on hold, but how can people get involved in the coming weeks if they're interested?
Okay, so you're right. I definitely had an injury. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see this, but I have these scars here. I tore my rotator cuff, and I also had a bicep injury, a bicep tear. And so it's kind of put everything on hold, Kevin, as you can imagine. But all the prognoses are good from my doctor. I'm back working out again, and I'm going to prepare for my next bodybuilding show in 2018. And after that show, after I do my first professional bodybuilding show, then what I would like to do is, again, get the community riled up. Anytime they have any nonprofit organization events in town, whether there's a 5K run, whether we're running stairs at the Bank of America Center, just no matter what the initiative is, the NFL Play 60, I want to be involved with that. I have people log in my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube accounts, and they can follow along, and I encourage them to join me as well.
And can you tell me, I know that you're also a certified teacher, so can you tell me how your experience as a teacher has affected or impacted your fitness goals?
Yeah, actually, that's a great question. I feel like when I do personal training, because I'm also a personal trainer, I'm simply teaching people about the most complex thing on this planet, which is their body. And unfortunately, a lot of times people don't even realize what it takes for them to be healthy or what's making them unhealthy. And so being able to take the most complex scenario, the most complex issue, situation, and break it down to an elementary school level goes hand in hand in what I do every day from 9 to 5, which is teach AP history. Some years I'll teach U.S. history, some years I'll teach world history, and et cetera, et cetera. But teaching is teaching, Kevin. Kevin, whether I'm in the gym or out of the gym, teaching is teaching, and I love to teach.
And what transferable skills do you think, as a teacher, will impact you the most as a bodybuilder?
Well, I think being patient. In order to be a good teacher, you definitely have to be patient. You definitely have to have a love for others. And I simply have a lifelong love for learning. And so those skills and those characteristics translate directly to bodybuilding. When it comes to bodybuilding, no matter what your sport is, football, basketball, baseball, tennis, golf, whatever it is, you have to be patient with the process, right? So the beauty is in the process of becoming better, not necessarily getting to a certain goal. And I'm a lifelong learner. And the more I live, the more I'm learning about my body and what it takes for me to be healthy and be the best on stage.
Now, transitioning to your new endeavor as a bodybuilder, what sort of objectives or goals do you have for yourself in that arena as you just start out?
Well, okay, so I'm a little sad to say I lost 30 pounds, Kevin. So I'm feeling really small right now, but my coach, Eric Diggs, is definitely going to help me get where I want to be. So my first initial goal is, again, to gain the weight that I lost. So I want to get back to about 230. I'm like 5'5", and I'm about 230 on off season. And so then from that point, whenever I reach that point is when I reach that point. My coach and I will sit down and we'll strategize as to which show we're going to do first, and when I'll start dieting for that show, losing weight, getting into shape for that show. And then I will have my social media platform. All the support I can get on social media, I'll let people know my transition that I'm going through, and try to get them involved as much as possible, try to spark them and motivate them as much as possible. And then we'll move into that first show in 2018.
And just tell me, how is your training regimen going? Certainly with the injury now, I know it kind of complicates things for you, doesn't it?
Yes. Oh man, it's infuriating. Kevin, listen, I'm lifting the pink weights. The pink weights in the gym, the orange weights, the yellow weights. I'm only allowed to lift about 5 pounds or so, Kevin. So, when you go from lifting hundreds of pounds to lifting 5 pounds, and then being sore the next day from just 5 pounds, it's a little frustrating. So we're starting off with baby steps. The longest journey started with the first step, Kevin. I'm just at the stage right now, Kevin, where I'm stretching, lifting small weights as much as I can handle. I go to see the doctor in about 2 weeks or so, and he'll give me the okay, the thumbs up to increase the amount of weight that I really want to start lifting. And then I can turn this training up a little bit.
And tell me, what would be your top 3 fitness tips to anyone that's watching this interview if they want to get back into shape or train to be a bodybuilder? What would be your top 3 fitness tips that you would want our viewers to know?
Okay, so my top 3 would be this: train like a champ. I'm sorry, I apologize. Train like a beast, eat like a champ, and sleep like a baby. So what I mean by that, so when I say train like a beast, give it your all in the gym, push yourself to the level, to your own personal level, your peak. Outside of the gym, you're going to do everything you can do to recover from what you just did in the gym. So when you're eating, Kevin, let's be smart with it, right? So when we're eating, I suggest to everyone have a healthy, balanced meal. Try to have 4 meals a day, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 1 meal in between lunch and dinner, like a snack meal. And then sleep like a baby. Kevin, there's so many people that don't get enough sleep, and they don't realize how detrimental that is to their health.
Myself included, by the way.
Yeah. Here's the thing. In America, everybody's striving for success. And the first thing that usually suffers is sleep, right? How many hours do you get, Kevin? How many hours a night do you probably get sleeping?
Anywhere between 5 or 6. I'm a very light sleeper, so as soon as I hear noise, I'm up. So I usually get about 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night. I know it's bad, but
yeah. And the problem is, and I often tell people all the time, there's some things that no one has ever taught you how to sleep, Kevin. As a little boy, I would come in my mom's room and say, "Hey, Mom, I can't sleep." You know what she would say to me, Kevin?
Try again.
Yeah. She said, "Go back in your room and go to sleep." So but I couldn't sleep the first time. What makes you think I would sleep the second time? And I explain this to people. This is usually the issue with most people. They don't understand that in order for you to get a great night's sleep, Kevin, you have to kind of prepare yourself for that. You know, a lot of people drink stimulants. They do coffees and things like that. Stay away from those before bedtime, about 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Stay away from those. Turn your television off. Sometimes I even tell people stay away from certain foods like chocolates and things like that. You know, some people even have to flip their alarm clock around because they can't have any light, and that'll keep them up. So trying to do a couple of those different things, reading before you go to bed, stretching before you go to sleep, all those things would significantly help you. Try to go to bed at the same time every night and wake up, and then try to wake up at the same time every morning, regardless if it's on the weekend or the weekday.
And putting your teacher hat back on just for a second, what would be your message to an inspiring athlete who may be putting their education on hold to put their athletics first? What would be your message to someone that may feel that their education can be put on hold as they pursue their athletic goals?
You know, that's a good question, and I run into that all the time. When I do strength and conditioning training at a local high school here, we run into that issue. And this is what I say to them. I say, listen, knowledge is power, and what you do with that knowledge, that's what makes you powerful. The issue is if you don't have any knowledge, then how much power do you have to influence your future, right? And I say no matter what happens on or off the field, you're going to need to know how to navigate through life, and you're only going to learn that through these things these challenges in the classroom. And so I tell athletes all the time, Kevin, all the time. And you know what? They listen to me the most, Kevin, when they see me living the life that I'm asking them to live.
So you lead by example then. How it's important to always lead by your actions instead of your words. And as a teacher, I know that you can relate to that sentiment as well.
Yes, definitely.
So, Teddy, could you tell me how people can follow you if they're interested in learning more about your journey?
Yeah. So, you know what? A great thing to do is you can go to Toning by Teddy. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is, Kevin. Just Google it. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, Google Plus. and those are my social media sites. Of course, my name is Teddy Atkins. And I definitely encourage people to do that. Kevin, you can even they can even email me, Kevin, at toningbyteddy@gmail.com. You know, I'm located here in Jacksonville, Florida. That's where I'll be training for my next show. Sometimes I even travel to local places. I've traveled to Orlando, Florida. I've traveled down to Fort Lauderdale to help train people. So I'm semi-mobile, Kevin. I'm semi-mobile.
Well, it's always important to attack your dream 100% there, buddy. So we want to thank you for your time this morning on the True Man Advantage podcast. And we wish you all the best of luck with all your endeavors there, buddy.
All right. Hey, Kevin, you know what? Until next time, stay up and stay healthy.